What's up, YouTube? Shawn here with the Guaranteed Success Plan, and today I want to talk about something again that's near and dear to me, and that's about anxiety, depression, stress, and what it can do to your body, what it can do to your mentality, and what it can actually just do to really start destroying you from the inside. I've talked about this in other videos, but I want to get into when I gave myself literally an autoimmune disease and how I was able to cure it without having to go through treatment, without having to go through any clinical trials, because that was the road that I was actually heading down. Back when I started my team, when I hired on my first agent, I really did not realize what I was taking on or the pressure that I was going to be putting on myself. Up until then, I was literally just taking care of myself, taking care of my own business, taking care of my own bills, and I thought everything was good and moving in the right direction. When I hired my first agent, I didn't realize that I was just taking on a person or one more agent. I was actually taking on him and his entire family because he was the sole breadwinner and he was the one that was putting all the food on the table, taking care of all the bills, and if I wasn't able to perform, he wouldn't be able to take care of that. I started my team during COVID. Yeah, I know, crazy, right? But my business absolutely exploded through COVID. But because I was literally busting my ass and grinding so hard, my business was increasing by tenfold every single month. I had to bring on an agent. When I hired my first one, we'd only met over Zoom. So we had a lot of Zoom meetings, a lot of communication that way, a lot of phone calls, but we'd never met in person. So I remember the first time I went to go pick him up, I remember pulling up to his house and literally his entire driveway, his kids had drawn Shawn, Getty, EXP, that's the brokerage that we're with. And that's when it actually set in, and that's when it started to weigh me down. When I really understood that whatever I did or whatever I didn't do was gonna affect him and it was gonna affect his entire family. So all that stress compiled with everything else is what put me over the edge, and I actually ended up developing an autoimmune disease. So this is the craziest thing. Our minds are so powerful. They actually control our entire bodies, but they control our bodies in ways that we don't even understand. So I actually literally ended up having to go on some very heavy duty prescription drugs to control the hives that were breaking out of my body. And I'm not talking about like 1, 2 little hives here or there. I mean, literally, not even from my hairline, from the top of my head to my toes, my entire body was riddled in hives. Big, thick, itchy, crazy hives. I remember waking up one morning and literally I could not open one of my eyes. My lips were swelled shut and my whole face was swollen. I looked like Will Smith from Hitch. It was crazy. At first, I didn't really realize that it was stress that was causing it. I thought I was allergic to something. So I actually went to the doctors to take an allergy test to find out what was going on with my body, what was I allergic to, what happened, because it was driving me crazy. So as I'm sitting there in the doctor's office, I'm waiting for them to show up and the nurse comes in to fill out all my stuff. And when she walks in the door, she goes, "Oh, no, never mind. We know exactly what this is. You're not allergic to anything." Not allergic to anything. Like something is making my body go crazy. Like, you guys got to come help me. So a few minutes later, the doctor comes in, and like I said in the other videos, he looked me over and he told me that this was one of the worst cases he'd seen in about 5 years. And I looked at him, I'm like, this is not even that bad. This is like maybe a 5 or 6 out of 10. Like there's been way worse days. I showed him a video of one of my worst days. He literally kind of shook back and he's like, this is the worst case I've ever seen. This should be in a textbook. Right away, he ended up signing me up for a clinical trial. Now, here's what I'm talking about, the power of the mind and how much control we can actually have over our bodies if we control our minds instead of letting it control us. He signed me up for a clinical trial and it was about 3 to 6 months to get in, but because my case was so bad, he said he was gonna put me up at the top of the list. I'd be in 2 weeks and we'd be testing it out, and a 70% chance that my hives would be gone forever. If not, there was one more path that we could go down and hopefully that one would cure it. But if not, then I had hives for the rest of my life. I remember going home that day and literally my face, my body, everything's so swollen. He'd actually taken my prescription and doubled it up to the point where I went to the pharmacy and they would not give me the prescription until they called the doctor to verify it because they had never given one that strong before. So I went home and I started really thinking about it and thinking about what caused this. What stress and what anxiety actually was so deep and so strong that it caused me to give myself an autoimmune disease. And it all boiled down to I thought I bit off more than I could chew. I was so stressed about the team, so stressed about my own business, so stressed about my own finances, so stressed about where I was going. All I really need to do was sit down, digest everything, make a proper plan, have the positive mindset, and actually take care of all of that stuff and take all of the stress away. And then I could actually start healing myself. So I truly didn't know that this was gonna work, but the intent was for me to actually cure the autoimmune disease on my own without taking any more drugs and not going on the clinical trial. So I sat down and actually made a checklist of all of the things that were causing me stress, all of the things that I can actually take care of that were in my control, and then I built my schedule around taking care of those things. The first thing that I knew I needed to do was take care of my morning routine. So every single morning I woke up, I said my affirmations, which I've been doing for time, but I actually added in a lot of meditation. So a lot of stretching, a lot of meditation, a lot of forward thinking every morning to make sure that my day was planned out, my day was ready to go, and I was on the right path before anybody else was even awake. Then I put my focus into taking care of the things that were driving me crazy. And that was clearly making sure I was generating enough leads, generating enough business, and spending enough time with the team so that they were increasing their life every day and they were getting better business. And through that, I actually started teaching them the techniques that I was doing, and I was actually making their lives better as well. So not only were we actually building an amazing sales team, we were actually helping them with all of their life stuff as well. So taking care of their mental stress, their mental health, their anxiety, all of those kind of things, because those were the techniques that I was learning and practicing. It obviously filtered down onto them as well. We fast forward a little while, I stopped taking the drugs, I never went to the clinical trial, and I have not had a hive breakout in months and months and months. Every time that I feel myself getting stressed, all I gotta do is sit back, digest what the problem is, make a plan, make a routine around taking care of the things that are stressing me, and just making sure that I don't get any of those flare-ups because I'm taking care of the stress. So basically what I'm telling you guys is if you have things that are causing you stress, if you have things that are causing you anxiety, it is okay to have that, but it's not okay to continually have that. Sit down, think about what's truly stressing you, digest it, make a plan to take care of those things so they don't keep coming up every day, and you can actually start having a positive, prosperous day and a positive, prosperous life. All right, guys, so that's it for this video. If you liked what you heard, do me a favor, click the bell, hit the subscribe button. Again, I love having conversations with successful people. I love having conversations with other realtors, and we're really looking to grow the GSP team. So if this is something that resonates with you, if you want to work with somebody like me that's really going to help drive your business through the roof, but also take away that stress, anxiety, and the pain that comes along with this business, comment below, send me a DM, shoot me an email, whatever it is. But let's connect. Let's see if it's a good fit for you. Let's see if it's a good fit for me, and let's all start growing together. All right, guys, have a good one.